Hello, and welcome to the MCOM Training Organization WinLink Thursday Exercise Tutorials. This is tutorial number 2101, and we're going to take a look at basic Vara setup for use with gateways in WinLink. Okay, well, let's jump right into it. First of all, we'll open the application WinLink Express, which you'll also see labeled as RMS Express. And the first thing we want to do is to open a session, and we want that session to be Vara HF WinLink. Vara is the mode, we're on HF, and this is WinLink. So that's the first thing we want to do. Let's open that session window, and you'll see that pop up over here, and down in the toolbar you'll see the TNC window, and we'll bring that up here as well. So we have to make a few settings here. Let's take a look under settings, the Vara TNC setup, and you'll see some default values here. Session bandwidth, normally for this use we would set it to 2300. That's 2300 hertz. Some of the gateway stations operate at 500, some operate at 2300. 2300 would be the normal if you can find a station like that. If not, you can always go change it to 500 and go with the 500. Okay, so we'll update that, and it's going to close the window and it'll open it up again with the new values. And again, we'll open the TNC and take a look at the settings up here under TNC. The Vara setup. This is where you'll enter your call sign, your registration key. If you have purchased the full speed version, then that's what you want to put in here. There's an option here to accept 500 hertz connections. We don't really care at this point. We will be using that later when we get into the peer-to-peer setup. The one thing here that you're going to want to set is retries. It defaults to 10. I usually set it to 15. That means how many times you can call a gateway station before they answer. There are a few stations that I use, gateway stations that I use, that don't answer for 8 or 9, sometimes 10 rings. So I like to set it for 15 just to be sure. Okay, we're set. This is our basic setup for using Vara HF with WinLink. What we need to do now is to find a station to call. If we look under channel selection over here in the session window, we'll see a whole host of stations, and they're rated by path quality and path reliability, and they go from 0 to something else. Let's click on reliability, and we'll click it twice so that we get the highest numbers at the top, and it's showing us the stations that are giving us the greatest chance of success at this point in time. Normally what you want to do here is to click on this button where it says update via internet. I've already done that. I did that because it takes quite a while for it to download all the information from these stations. So rather than prolong the video by waiting for that, I'll just tell you that's what you want to do. And then go ahead and pick a station. Depending on the time of day, the band that you're on is going to change. For example, this is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time, and you see there's not much being shown here on 80 meters, so it's mostly 40 meters and up. So that's it. You pick a station. You notice the first one here is labeled as V500 mode. Most of them are 2300. There are a few that are 500. The reason for that is where they are. They restrict the bandwidth, and normally that's not a concern for us, so your message will go a little faster at 2300. So that's it. You select a station. Let me select this this second one here, K9 BBS. I'll just double click on that, and it will put it into my session window. Call sign, the frequency, that's the center frequency, and the dial frequency. It also tells me the bearing and the quality of the station. So if I wanted to now, I would just click on start, and we could contact that station, and if I had a message in my outbox, it would send and if they had any messages for me, it would receive them. Okay, so we'll get into messages at a later time, but this is basically the procedure to get WinLink Vara HF up and running, find a station, and prepare to send a message. Thank you, and stay tuned for another. For further information on the EMCOM training organization, check our website at mcom-training.org. See you there.